Hello, dear ones. Welcome to your March full moon 2023 Vedic astrology update. So this is a very, very auspicious, powerful, fiery full moon in Leo in Vedic astrology. And it is in Purva Phalguni. It is in a place that is filled with creativity and self-expression, abundance, prosperity. It coincides with Holi, the festival of springtime and connectivity in India. As with any full moon, you certainly could be feeling emotional around the full moon. As we have the sun reflecting off the moon when the light of consciousness, sometimes we can have a lot of emotions coming up during this time. With that light, we tend to see, we're at that half point between the new moon and the next new moon. So we're in the middle of the cycle, and then the light comes out with the full moon, and we can see at a very deeper level, a lot of things that might have been lurking in the shadows. We can see opportunities maybe we didn't see before. There's something wanting to come to fruition, and with the abundance and creativity and prosperity that comes in with this very powerful full moon, also we can see potentially our worthiness issues and our value issues, and those are coming up to be healed. Hi, I'm Prema Gurreri, and welcome to Chart Your Path. I am so grateful that you're here. If this is all resonating for you, I so appreciate you liking, sharing, and subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. If you're wanting to know your Vedic astrology ascendant or moon, I am talking sidereal astrology, the sidereal zodiac, the true placement of the planets. In the description below, you'll find my free chart calculator where you can go and grab your chart. You get a great free resource with that to help you to a guide for your chart as well as the Sacred Wealth Code Archetype quiz and some other free classes, and of course all my consultations as well. We will have another full moon healing circle coming up on March 6th, and the link is down below for that. We'll be healing and clearing and working through our worthiness, our value, so we can be in full receivership, especially with the light of this full moon, as it's calling us to really celebrate, really receive our abundance. The full moon is in Leo, in Purva Phalguni nakshatra at 26 degrees. It's on March 6th or 7th, depending on where you are. 7th on the very wee hours of the morning, I think 4:40 a.m. Pacific time. And of course, we have that light of that full moon the day before, the day of, the day after, and we want to use it during that time. Again, this is halfway through the cycle. Things are being illuminated for all of us during this time. And this is happening in Leo. This is where it's the king, the leader in the Sacred Wealth Code Archetype system. And it's the natural fifth house, which is about creativity, rejuvenation, abundance, and prosperity. It also is the karaka of the natural fifth house's children, which is, again, procreation, creativity at a deep level. As this coincides with the festival of Holi, as I mentioned, which happens at spring and is the festival in India where it's the colors of either flower petals or chalk or colored water. And it is about connectivity and sort of letting go of any of the relational issues that we have and coming together to reconnect as we grow into a new spring cycle where, again, we're throwing these colors around and everybody's just coming out and celebrating together and sort of letting some of that go. So it's a really potent time for connectivity, and I really want to encourage you to connect to, that is where the fulfillment of our desires are. Kama in Vedic astrology, Kama is the fulfillment of our desires, which happens in, we have 3 Kama houses in the Vedic astrology chart. And we typically want to fulfill our desires with others. It's not just something we want to do, on our own. We want to connect in. And this is a beautiful time and a beautiful placement for that. Now, Venus has a deep connection with Purva Phalguni, as it's the ruler of Purva Phalguni, and it also is exalted right now, as we've been talking about, in Pisces. and you can listen to the March update where I go into that in depth. Now, this is very much the artist and the connector at play. And so Venus's connection here with Leo brings in creativity, brings in devotion as well. And Venus is very much about wealth and abundance. And in fact, we say with this nakshatra, it is the fruit of the tree. It's the fruit of the tree that we get to receive, we get to eat, enjoy. And this is a great place for celebration. So I'd love for you to take some time to celebrate. Celebrate something that maybe you have been doing, that you've been putting effort into, or that you've already just recognized that you're in full receivership of. That which we are not in full receivership of, where we can't just let in, is where we might have some value and worthiness issues. And that's exactly what we'll be working on in the full moon healing circle with our activation through sound healing, through chakra healing, through a whole energetic attunement and mantra. And I invite you to join me. The link is down below for that, or if you have any questions about that. So this is also known as the deity, the Lord here is Bhaga, good fortune and prosperity, just the good fortune that comes to us. So this is also where Shiva had its marital procession, marital happiness. Made sure that this is where the moon was when I got married. As far as Muhurta goes, it's very auspicious for this connection and this coming together, this celebration, and this, being social, but also this receivership. So let's talk about creativity for a moment, because this is very big in our self-expression. This is, again, just a very auspicious placement for the full moon. And we want to be in full expression, and this helps us with our full expression, but this will also shine the light on where maybe we're not in our full expression because, again, we're holding ourselves back in some way, some belief, some programming. And the beautiful thing about that, the more light, the more you can see, that's the full moon, the more you can see, the better choices you can make. And where you see maybe you're blocked against your full expression, let's embrace that and let's move through that, as opposed to putting ourselves down for that in any way. This is great for creative thinking. We must take the time to pull back from some of the things that we're doing or being just sort of hard on it, whether that's in your business, in your work, or maybe you're just been hard on it with yourself in some way. If we take that break and step back and get easy and connect and allow ourselves some creative time, that's where the new ideas can come in. That's where the rejuvenation comes in. That's where more energy and where we can receive more. Creativity is so much about receiving, just opening up and being in receivership. So take some time for that. So creativity may mean for you getting the paint and the paper out, but it also may mean the way you cook, the way you move your body, dance. You can even be creative with meditation or with yoga, with the garden. Allow yourself some space and grace around creativity, because there's going to be nuggets that drop in. And if you can't give yourself that space, take notice of that. Awareness precedes change. And that's where you may have some breaking through to do. This is a very generous placement. Like what we want for ourselves, we want to share with others. So allow yourself to be generous. But on the other side, can you receive the generosity that is being shown to you as well? It's safer to give in many ways. And I see this so much for the feminine in us, and we all have masculine and feminine, but it's easier. It's safer to give because we're in control of what we give. It's not always as safe to receive. And this is where some of those worthiness and value blocks come in that we're going to clear on the full moon. So what else I want to invite you to do is be very in touch with what wealth means for you. This is a place of good fortune, of wealth, of prosperity. In fact, in my book, Your Sacred Wealth Code, it's very much of a playbook, workbook as well. So there's a chapter in there where I actually walk you through creating your wealth dream, because wealth is not just money. It is our relationships. It is our resources on many levels. It's our connections. It is, whatever resources that we have. We can be wealthy in many, many different ways, but are we letting that wealth in? And are we aligned with the wealth that truly means something to us, not what the programming of what we should have to, be keeping up with everybody else. That can tend to exhaust us. Your soul blueprint is wired in a way where wealth means something very specific to you, and it's really good to be aware of that so that you know what you are opening up to. So one of the soul wisdom questions that you can sit with is what is if I did know what it is, the wealth that means the most to me? Like, what is it that my heart wants me to receive more of? Maybe that's more love. Maybe it is more money. But what's that money going to buy you? Maybe it's more freedom. Maybe it's more connections. Whatever it is for you, be in tune with that. That's going to be really soul opening, eye-opening, heart-opening for you. We do need to watch. The shadow side here is really extremes and excessiveness. So anywhere you're feeling like we want to celebrate, but let's not be celebrating so much that we cause some complications in our life. Okay, let's watch out for the extremes and being over excessive. Instead, let's celebrate in a place where we can really enjoy. So again, this is that balancing in the mid-cycle with the new moon. I want to invite you to share with me, what are you celebrating? What is it that your heart is wanting you to receive more of? Or where are you being held back? Where do you feel blocked around your worthiness, around your ability to actually receive? And I want to invite you again to come to the Full Moon Healing Circle. It is a sacred event I have every month. The link is down in the description. It's one-time $33 investment, but you can also be a member, and then it's just a $27 investment. But I play the singing bowls and use the harmonium. We do mantra, we do sound healing, energetic healing through all of our energy centers, clearing the beliefs, clearing the barriers, clearing even the physicality, just clearing the energy. And this will be specifically directed towards our worthiness, our value. We can't expect to be valued by others more than we actually value ourselves. And if we want to receive, we want to make sure our receiving doors are wide open. I encourage you to comment below. I love you very dearly, and I look forward to seeing you soon. If you want to know more about the energy that's happening, again, check in with the March update, and I talk about all the transits for the month there.